Hi, this is Wade Smith with our GetSmart series. Today's topic, what kind of people and process do I need for I/O? Before we jump into the cool tricks and functions of IBP I/O, we do need to have a moment of truth. This tool is worthless without the right process and people to run it. Sounds obvious, but I can't tell you how many clients I've seen that implement the tool and then figure out who's going to run it, which is a classic cart before the horse scenario. I'll cover 3 topics in this talk: process, people, and internal versus external. Let's get started. We could spend hours on an I/O process, but for this talk, I just want to focus on the what, when, and why. What, in that these inputs go into and these outputs come out. Where, in that the process occurs after your demand planning process and during or before your supply planning process. And why, in that the purpose is to hedge your inventory position against uncertainty. Again, sounds obvious, but listen again to what I did not say. The inputs to this process are not things like resource capacities, which is a supplies job, or outputs like actual or projected inventory, which is also a supplies job. The process does not start before demand planning is done. There's no point, and there's no point for it to occur after supply planning, else you end up in a feedback loop. The purpose of this process is not to tell you how to make this inventory or when to make it, just simply, this is where it needs to be and what time in order to meet customer service levels. This is really not a part-time job for amateurs or a 2-year assignment as part of someone's development plan. The main reasons being that the calculation is complex. Understanding the nuances to the inputs takes time to understand, and SAP is going to throw enhancements at you every 3 months. This is not like my first car, a 1985 Dodge Colt, or my latest, a Model 3 Tesla that drives itself. This is more like a Formula race car, so make sure you have a good driver that can make it work best for you. But you also don't need an army of experts. Most successful clients I've seen have a key expert, a backup, and then operational people as needed who specialize in specific business units. Finally, internal versus external. In addition to the new trend of cloud computing, there's also the trend in external service providers for inventory optimization operational work. See Gartner. Full disclosure, the firm I work for offers that exact service. But before you start getting control heartburn, just think about the job. It takes at least 2 years to get proficient at. The actual monthly process time is relatively small. For example, it doesn't take long to run the calculation and investigate the changes from the last period. The education maintenance is relatively high. For example, you are constantly getting application updates and learning more about the calculation. When you add that the application is essentially universal across industries, why wouldn't you hire an expert in the industry and with the tool, at least until you grow someone internally? Whatever strategy you have for developing or improving your I/O process, make sure you start work on your process and people at the very beginning of the project. Nothing is worse than having a Formula 1 race car in your garage that no one knows how to drive or know where they want to go. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click below to like, subscribe, or comment.